At the time of this recording, we are into weeks 3 or 4 of the USA versus Sean P. Diddy Combs trial. And the trial details, from what I can observe, are bringing out the best in people, but also the worst. Details of the trial include references to consciousness altering substances. Now, these substances work to lower people's inhibitions, but worse, give access to lower form energies. What I'm going to talk about really is something that I'm observing inside of this particular situation, but these concepts are timeless, these concepts are universal. We've heard things about so called celebrations on birthdays, things having to do with multiple participants. You may or may not be aware of what soul ties are, but these are going to be things that allow for the manipulation of energy. And I would advance, in my opinion, to serve a darker practice. The details that are being put forth into the atmosphere are very low frequency. And what's happening is they're cultivating misery, and there are going to be entities or spirits that are actually feeding from this type of energy. I can't say that Sean Puffy Combs is engaging in any type of dark practice. I don't know that to be true. I would not advance that as a truth. What I am saying, however, is based on the details and what I am observing, these are things that can be used by other people for the purpose of cultivating lower level energies in service of a darker practice, and that does have people captivated. And the reason people are going to be captivated is due to something called our pain body. This is a concept that was introduced by Eckhart Tolle in his book, The Power of Now. It's in reference to the accumulation of past emotional pains that are lingering, that are just with us, stuck to us as a negative energy field, and it has an effect on our body and our mind and our emotions. These are things that are playing with our thoughts, our behaviors, and our reactions. I would ask you if you have noticed, I would ask you if you've noticed as you are listening to the details of this trial, if you can notice a change in your own energy, in your own mood, in the thoughts that you are thinking. For many people, this is going to be triggering either on a conscious level or just a subconscious, more so emotional level where you're just feeling a certain way, either emotionally or physically sometimes. The purpose of this video is to just come and talk to you a little bit about the pain body and what we can do to manage how it is that we're feeling and are thinking, and just what we can do to offer healing to this pain body so that we are not being, I would use the word manipulated, so that we're not allowing ourselves to be manipulated, and in the purpose of our own healing. In my most recent videos here, I have been talking about the different energy bodies that we have: the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body, the spiritual body, and how when all of these energetic bodies are in alignment, that's when we can truly experience a long lasting healing. So in this video, specifically, I'm referring to the emotional body. And as mentioned previously, when the emotions are not allowed to be felt and released, they can become concentrated and manifest as some type of physical condition. The emotions are a byproduct of the thoughts that we are thinking consistently. And as I am talking about what is happening in the media, what's happening in the culture, as it pertains to this trial, there is a lot of harvesting happening. I would argue that there is an energetic harvesting that is taking place that does have people stuck as they are feeding this pain body. I'm going to be offering some things that we can do to kind of provide some release of the different pains, release of some of the pain that's being triggered by various elements of the case. I've said that it's very possible that it's not even something that's noticeable. What you may be noticing is a heightened interest in the details of the case, or even some changes to your mood, some changes to the thoughts and how you feel after having listened to what's taking place inside of the courtroom. The elements that I'd like to identify that may be particularly triggering from this would be things like abuse. Are you a person who has suffered at the hands of another, be it in your childhood or in your adolescence or in your adulthood? The feeling of not being able to control what is happening to you, the feelings of manipulation, the emotions that would most closely correspond to being in that situation would be anger at the bottom, but also a feeling of sadness due to that helplessness. Now, a word that's come up in the case is the word love, where witnesses are saying that they believe that they were in love, that they were loving, and that they were being loved by the person on trial. I have many feelings about this, but what I would ask you is, have you ever been in a situation where you were giving your love freely? However, what you experienced was that your love was taken for granted. Your love was stomped on. Your love was thrown away. You were manipulated because you thought that you were in love, or you were manipulated because you were giving your love, and that was a weak spot for you. That was your Achilles heel. In that kind of experience, again, there's going to be feelings of worthlessness. The love that you have to offer is not valued. You yourself must be worth less, could be an interpretation. That too could be part of your pain body, and that's what's being fed in absorbing this information from the trial. Another aspect that really jumps out at me is the high degree to which people were being controlled. I think that too is triggering many people's pain bodies. How many times in your life have you felt like you were just out of control in finances, in relationships, in trying to conduct your business? Just everything that comes with the feeling of not being able to control your own destiny. I think what happens is people are looking at this case and over identifying with the defendant because they themselves carry a lot of pain from being out of control in ways that were very undesirable for them. Rather than recognizing that there is an idolatry, I think, that comes with that, and people are feeding their own pain bodies unbeknownst to them. As far as why it would be that there would be anyone or anything that is around seeking to harvest our energies through the pain body, I feel like that's a discussion for a different time. What I would offer, however, if you do feel inclined, would be to look at the various energy bodies: the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body, the spiritual body, and just check in with yourself and see in what ways am I being triggered? What's happened in my past or what's happening currently that makes me so attracted to this type of information? Have I been on the side of the witnesses? Have I been on the side of the defendant? What's happening inside of me that makes this information tantalizing? What is it inside of my own pain body that's being triggered? How am I feeding my own pain body with what's happening in this trial? That's what I feel called to say today. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. And until next time, bye-bye.